right, friends, I'm going to call us to order. Let me open the thing. Well, Phil just pointed out that we probably need to update this, so I'm just going to say it in a very general way. Today is Tuesday, July 29th at noon. This is the Sustainability Advisory Committee. And pursuant of Chapter 20, what I have is of the Acts of 2021, so it must be updated, but basically
It's the same.
pursuant to Massachusetts law,
Yeah.
we're meeting by remote means. People can watch or listen through video conferencing with no in-person attendance. I'm kind of summarizing. Every effort will be made to ensure the public can adequately access proceedings in real time via technological means. And if unable, we will post on the Topsfield website an audio or video recording, transcript, and other comprehensive recording as soon as possible. So the time I'm calling us to order at 12:04. Let me get back here. Okie doke. Yay. Hi, everybody. I want to follow the agenda. So first on our agenda is just the minutes, if we want to bang those out of the way. I sent them kind of late. Sorry, everyone. Phil, thanks for reminding me. So I don't know if people had a chance to take a look.
I did. They look fine to me.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from 5/25/25.
I'll second it.
Was it, I think, 5:27? Did I have that wrong?
Oh,
5:27.
No, that my apologies. I had it wrong in the agenda.
oh, okay.
So 5:27:25.
5/27/25.
All right.
I don't know if I have to abstain or not since I obviously wasn't there. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll just abstain to be safe.
You don't have
Sure.
to abstain if you weren't there. It's up to you if you'd like to.
Okay. I mean, I did review them and they looked fine. I don't know
Okay.
about the accuracy, so I guess I'll vote along with approval. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, Sharice, your audio is really
did,
choppy. So sometimes I
Sorry.
find that, oh, that's actually better. If it gets choppy again, I might ask you to turn video off to see if I'd rather have your audio than your video. If you freeze up again. But for
Okay.
now, as a roll call vote, I guess I'll call on you first.
Okay, just tell me.
Yeah, it's super choppy.
Okay.
You might want to try no
Aye.
video. You want to try no video just to see?
Okay. Let's see. How do I turn off my video from
See, now she sounds clear
phone?
again.
Oh boy.
Take your time. I'll call on the others. Phil
Well,
Aye.
okay.
and Jen and Jackie.
Here.
Aye for the minutes.
Oh, am I allowed to vote as a staff person?
I think so because you're technically on the committee. Jen, right? Is that how we did it in the past? I'm so bad. I should know
Non-voting.
this.
Kevin was always a non-voting member.
He was non-voting.
Yeah,
All right,
it should be
so Jackie
non-voting
doesn't
member,
need to
I think.
vote. Thank you. Thanks. No, you're right. Okay, and I'm an aye. So minutes have been approved. Let's see if Sharice is. How's your
So
audio?
does this sound better?
So much better.
Okay, I'll stay like this then.
All right, cool. All right, so let me go back. So now membership. So actually, this is a perfect segue with Sharice because she is our newest member to the committee. She was officially appointed by the select board on Monday. So welcome to Sharice. And there's the rest of us who are present are staying on. Jackie is delegate of the town administrator. I did want to see at some point we might want to revisit the charter now that we have an actual job title of sustainability coordinator, correct, Jackie? As a part of Jackie's title, along with conscom agent. So we might want to update the charter at some point and just put that title instead of Kevin or his TA or their designee. And there is another person who might join. Stephanie Lobner, who's interested in potentially joining the committee. So I'll keep you guys posted if that happens. But for now, we can welcome Charisse.
And what
I
is
think
Sharice?
everyone knows each other, but I don't know if you
Zoe,
want to say
What's
Sharice is
Sharice's
not.
last name? I'm sorry.
I'll let Charisse speak for herself.
Sharice.
Hi, I'm Charisse Rome Nolson. Nice to meet you.
And the last name, what again? So I can write it down.
Nol- it's Nolson, Nulsen.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Did you want to share anything, Charisse?
I'm
Not to put
happy
you on
to
the spot.
be here. No, it's okay. I'm glad to be here. I'm coming off a little break after 6 years on the Topsfield School Committee, which I chaired for 5 years. And I'm happy to be, helping out the town in a different way at this point. I also work with the school system part-time as a food services and wellness liaison, which means that my role actually is in charge of things like composting and recycling in the schools. So I'm hoping that this is a nice connection for all of us as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping the same. And thank you so much for coming back into the fray of serving in the community
No problem. Happy to
in
be
an
back.
official capacity.
Thanks.
Yeah. So just a quick review. Next on our agenda is like review of past events. And I don't know, I think Jen, you helped out a bit at the Strawberry Festival. If you want to just give a little update on how that went from your perspective.
I dropped the ball on Strawberry Festival Day with
I heard you were helpful.
somebody was being too kind. No, somebody else must have stepped in. I ended up having several kids going in different directions, so I wasn't called on. I had intended to go over for a couple hours, and then my day got insane, so I didn't. Sorry.
Well, the report I got, did anybody else here happen to pass through that day? I think Sharice was out of town and Phil, I don't know if you were around. I was out of town.
Oh, I went to the Strawberry Festival, but I did not volunteer. Sorry.
That's okay.
But
Well,
the people
what
that
we,
were there did a great job that I saw
yeah.
at the binge.
So I can only, I was away, but what I can report is we had two awesome, I just put a invite. We've been doing like trying to have a waste-free strawberry shortcake service since before the pandemic. So I never can remember how long, but that's usually a good marker, at least 5 years. And I've usually kind of been the one managing it all. But this year, two brand new people came out and volunteered after a call for helpers on Facebook. So Lauren Harrison and Kelly Rich, I think is her new last name, volunteered and took the helm and I think did a great job. So I'm happy to see that continuing. And the other event that we were involved with, it was a big one, is just the waste hauling contract kickoff. I feel like most of us on this are probably in the loop on that. So maybe I'll phrase it this way. Does anybody have any questions about the rollout with the waste hauling that Jackie or I can help answer Jackie and I have been attending the biweekly, actually just a quick background, just in case Charisse doesn't know, you probably do, but since January of last year, there's been every other Wednesday a meeting of a working group, an ad hoc working group that's specifically designed to address the new trash contract rollout. So Jackie and I have been in attendance at those every other week. And that's why we would be the ones that might have answers if you guys have any questions.
I don't have any questions, but I just want to thank you both for your work on that, because I know it's been challenging. So I'll leave it at that, but thank you.
Thanks, Charisse. And it sounds like your street is getting picked up now.
It is, yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
we had to reassign some of the routes a little bit in Sharice's neighborhood, but that got taken care of.
Yes.
So yeah, there's been some glitches, but hopefully things are working out. And there's a meeting tomorrow. So if there's no questions, is there any feedback that this committee would like Jackie and I to bring to the working group tomorrow?
I think it's worked out well for us at least, and for our neighbors. I don't know elsewhere. I know there's been some comments about things, but if the number of comments is decreasing dramatically from the very first week, I think that's a good thing. I mean, we're taking care of
Yeah,
the issues are getting taken care of. So
I'm going to make that note.
Yeah, I think the more that we can all do consistently as far as education about composting and recycling,
Mhm.
to decrease the amount of trash that people have, it can only help things go more smoothly for people.
Yeah.
Maybe once they, can expand what they're doing with recycling and composting, possibly.
Mhm. Okay. So keep up with the ed.
last week we took cardboard to the collection center, and a lot of people are using it because it was basically full at that time. I
Okay.
don't know what
But
they pick up, but
they pick up whenever it's full.
oh, okay. All right.
Gary just calls them and they come get it,
Oh, all right.
which was also something that needed to get adjusted because it did fill up much more quickly than the town, I think, anticipated.
Yeah.
But that was just a phone call to
Sure.
fix, to start adjusting. So they're just going to start coming more often. And yeah, I think it's a good thing that it's getting used. That means
I think
people
it's
know
great.
about it. I think also as far as like word getting out about things, we did the drop off for used barrels and carts in July, one of those weeks. And in the end, I think we ended up donating. I didn't have this on the list because I kind of made the agenda without thinking about it. But I think we donated over 400. So at least 300 went to the Boston Building Resources Reuse Center.
Hmm.
And then, or actually maybe less, maybe like 250, because it was just based on what they could fit in their truck. And then after that, I posted it on a Facebook group called, it's literally called like Reduce, Refuse, Reuse, It has like 7 different R words. And it's a Facebook group. And so I only posted it there without an address because I didn't want to invite the entire universe to that little side street of Topsfield. So I thought it's kind of a focused market of people who care about reuse. And as of yesterday, we went down from having, let's see, we had counted, Jen's son had counted, I think it was 350.
Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
approximately.
And that was just of toters. And then we also had barrels. So I'm kind of estimating here, but let's just say there were about 600 altogether. Right now, as of yesterday, there were like 4 barrels left.
What?
And then, yep. And then a bunch of still the recycling, the 18-gallon recycling boxes were not
Yes.
going at the beginning. I wasn't sure if those were going to go at all, but that's also started to thin out. There's about half of what was there at the beginning. But Mello came and took all the broken ones. And I did have one person complain that they didn't get there before Mello had come because he said, "Oh, I would have fished through the broken ones."
What are people using them for?
Well, for broken ones would be like yard waste and projects like that, or he's a junk man, like literally collects junk from people. So he would probably
Yeah.
use them to collect other people's
Yeah.
junk. So there's a market for everything, apparently.
I love it.
Yeah, but I was like, sorry, at least they're getting recycled. Anyway, so I feel really good about that. I do sometimes wonder, like, I felt like the town, like Jackie and I promoted it. And asked Stephanie through the town to promote it. But I do kind of, something I want to ask, like town level, is I just felt like that was really great. And I would have loved, this isn't to be like pat ourselves on the back, but it kind of is. Like, I think it's pretty phenomenal that we didn't trash that number like that. We kept that much plastic out of the waste stream.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I feel like it was kind of just, like there was one thing, like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe the town should applaud it a little bit more.
No, for sure. And also, I think we should notify DEP because I watched that webinar that was in
Oh, yeah.
the email that you sent, earlier this week or whenever. I don't know. The
Yeah.
email on EPP, I forget, environmental
Yeah. Yeah.
procurements or whatever. And they talk about like one of the first strategies is reusing things. And apparently I didn't go deep on it. But I wanted to look into it a little bit further. Apparently, there is like a state kind of like swap shop situation. And I wonder, I don't know. It
Oh, I
was
didn't
like
see that.
one bullet on one of those slides, and
Yeah.
I was watching it on YouTube, so I couldn't click on it, but I wanted to look into that a little bit further. But
I can
that's a
ask them to send
strategy
us
that the state
those.
is encouraging towns use. So I think it's a model for other towns that are going through this process.
Yeah. And actually someone did come over from Beverly, which apparently they're going to be going through um, after this next mayoral election. So next July, they have to start a new contract. So they're currently in the market for a new contract and they might have, so someone came over specifically to see how we did it.
That's great.
Yeah. Thanks for
Oh, and
watching
did you
that video.
mention also about the COA bins that were reused?
Oh, yeah. So I can mention it now. Just we kept, I think, 20 aside.
25.
25. Jack, Jen's son was the counter he was a super helpful young man. Anyway, 25 of the 32-gallon blue Toter brand recycling carts that were in good condition. And there's another set of Boy Scouts that have volunteered to clean them nicely before they get donated to anyone who goes through the Council on Aging to request an opt-out from the 65-gallon recycling because it's too big for them to manage. They can opt out of using that one and use a smaller one, but it has to be like approved by the town so that we don't have everyone, not everyone.
On the market.
Yeah. Well, mostly it's because the 65-gallon cart technically belongs to the residents, not the individual. So the town just wants to know who did it so that if they sell their house in the future, that house gets back their 65-gallon without having to buy it. Like every town household should have one of each from the town. So that was another great little, everything comes full circle. So looking back at our agenda, the ongoing work for this now, Jackie and I will continue going to those meetings every other week. I think there's still, a lot of tweaks and things. So I do encourage this committee, like if you ever have specific things you want us bringing to the working group, to let us know. But otherwise, I think we'll keep up with that. And I've had the homegrown markets on here because I think there was a time where we thought we might try to attend those, but unless anyone's like jumping for joy to set up a booth for the sustainability committee every Wednesday, I think we might pass on that this year. So the big topic for today is the priorities for this coming year. So I asked people to look at the strategic plan, to kind of look at what other communities might be doing. And then after we made the agenda, I got that email from Mass DEP that Jen's referring to that talked about some policy requirements from the state. So what I want to do now is spend some time all together. Maybe we can look at the strategic plan to see if what we want to pull out from there to focus on, and or see if we need to get a little side group to update it a bit for coming years. I know we wrote, it's interesting, it says 2024, but when you go in there, it has sort of like year 1, year 2 initiatives. So we might even just want to change the title and call it like a 3-year strategic plan for now, since it's pretty recently done. I mean, we could just vote on that right now to just not have to totally revise it. And that way we can still, because there's still plenty in there that we can tackle. What do you guys
Like,
think?
what is are we in like state fiscal year 26 now? So like this was based on
Yeah.
like calendar year, I think,
Yeah.
maybe. So I think it needs to just be revised to, I mean, I just say 2024 in it. I can't remember when I did it.
Yeah. That's probably the year you guys, I might even have, I have it printed out.
I
Does
think
it have a date?
I think it was calendar year, Jen, because it's
2024.
dated December 2023, and it says these are goals and initiatives that we intend to pursue in 2024.
Okay.
Sort of implies that it's a calendar year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's normal for strategic plans to be calendar year based, just for like ease of understanding for people who are reading it. I think
Okay.
because not everyone knows what a fiscal year is, and like whether fiscal year 25 is the one starting or ending in 25. So I think it's okay if it's based
Yeah.
on calendar year or multiple calendar years. Especially since it's not like we have a hard deadline for when we need everything to be done by.
Yeah. So is it fine for it to just have that year on it and us keep it, or should we have it dated like 2024 to 2027 or something? So that, because strategic plans that I've ever worked on, they've never been less than 3 years.
Yeah, I think it could make sense to expand it to multiple years. We can always revise it too.
Yeah. I just don't, my thought process is just like when there's a lot of work to be done, if we don't have to take work time to be revising yet, just change the dates, then we can get more work done this year. So maybe we need a vote to just change the title to say 2024. I'm going to propose to 2027. And I think I can make
And then
that
I think we
motion,
need to
Jen.
make a couple edits also, because some of
Okay.
these things like
Are
are
done.
in process or completed or nearly completed.
Okay.
And some of them I
Remember
just
the
don't know.
I mean, like we list the committee members, and that's
Yeah, and that's
That's out
wrong,
of date.
obviously.
True. Okay. Sorry, guys. That's true.
I think we
right.
I think we need to like take a swipe at making revisions, and then next meeting vote on what those revisions are. And one of the revisions would be to extend this to 2027.
Okay.
And then I guess my only question is, for the things that we've completed, do we delete them and reference them elsewhere as like, these are things that were completed? I think it just needs a rehash, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think at that point, it may be worth writing a new plan
A
that's
25 to 28 or something.
maybe even just 2026 at this point, 2026 through 2028 or something like that.
Okay.
And that's something we could work on in the next few months.
Okay.
Just like keeping on anything we want to do in the next few years that we haven't done yet, and then taking off everything that's already been done.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Yeah.
follow up on those items, but it sounds like this is becoming more of like a new strategic plan.
Yeah. Okay. Because I really want to hit other goals for today, what I'm wondering is last year, Jen, I think you had like a working group that was able to touch on it between our meetings.
We were meeting, I think, Tuesday afternoons or something like that at Zoomies to just get.
Would it be, could I perhaps ask for a volunteer that if, to kind of give it a first cleanup, then send it out to everyone for feedback so that we're not working together outside of an open meeting? So that next meeting we have a cleaned up version to review together?
Yeah. And I'm happy to do like a tracked changes, like to get that going.
That'd be amazing.
I can take the first stab at it.
That would be really great. I would appreciate that, Jen. So Jen will take a first stab at it. And then if you send it to us between meetings, we are allowed, like, we're not allowed to deliberate, but we can give you, you're just one person, like individually, our thoughts to put into it to bring back to the group next time. But we won't do that until you've already tidied it, done a first pass, because otherwise it's I think too many
Right.
voices. Okay, so for priorities, so that's with the strategic plan itself. When people reviewed that, is there anything else anyone was like coming to the meeting like I really want to talk about before I go to the next? Hey, Raphael. Raphael texted that he had a meeting that ran late, so I'm glad you could join us.
Sorry, very late, but that's okay.
No, you're good. All right, so for the agenda talks about like reviewing. Jackie and I talked about if we could all look at what other communities might be doing and come up with some priorities for how to tackle what we should be tackling this year, how to set ourselves up to be a resource for the town and for as well as advisory committee for the select board. And then also, I think it's kind of important that email that the Mass DEP sent about the policy. Just want to open it up. Where'd I put
Seems
it?
like pretty easy to
Thing to
implement.
set up. Yeah. And
I
we
mean,
might
they give
already
you a
have lot.
template.
Yeah. I didn't watch it's almost an hour, the video.
I did,
So
yeah.
I
It's
didn't
like,
watch the whole thing. I kind of skimmed through it.
yeah. I didn't watch the Q&A at the end, but I watched everything else.
So I was wondering, after Jackie and I met, I kind of just preparing for today, I wondered if we almost need like point people for specific things. So like Jen just volunteered to be a point person to update the strategic plan for this policy. If there's someone who wants to be the point person, like someone who's going to watch the whole video, maybe get the slides off the DEP website and look at what we have to see about drafting something. It's hard with such a small committee because it's hard to get subcommittees out of it.
So I mentioned this to Debbie because she does procurement.
Yeah,
And she said that she applies for that grant annually, the SMRP, and she's aware of the policy requirement. So she is looking into some draft policies from other towns already, that would give us an idea of like what we would need to do. She's attending a meeting about it soon, so I offered to her like any support that I can provide, but it sounds like she is aware that we need to do this, and she
Yeah.
normally does those grants.
right.
So I think I can just keep an eye on it, but
Okay.
it sounds like Debbie normally handles the SMRP grants.
So it might be helpful for her too if she starts it let us take a look at it and help her.
Mhm.
What do you think? Okay. So can I delegate you to be the point person for the policy?
Yeah.
Miss Jackie. All right. And we've got strategic plan. Jen, I just want to write it down. All right. So the other did anybody do any like researching what other communities are doing as far as outreach goes? I kind of wanted to just brainstorm like what is the outreach that we would like, how would we like it to look for our committee as far as outreach to the town and education and knowing what we're doing and why it matters.
Well, I was wondering about our social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could probably be enhanced,
Yeah.
especially with all of the questions that people seem to have with the trash changes and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I know we have the Green Topsfield Facebook, but
Right.
I don't think that really represents this committee, right?
No, it doesn't. But you're kind of going right into the same thoughts that I'm been having too, because there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would love to kind of, grow in that direction. Obviously, I'm a complete newbie, so I can't really
Yeah.
speak to what outreach you've been doing, but
Mhm.
I'm always good with doing social media things.
Yeah, yeah,
Want to focus in on that more.
yeah. I'm trying to, I have a lot of thoughts, but I want to make sure I want everybody to contribute. So I'm biting my tongue here.
Like at one point
Okay.
we had talked about creating a social media calendar, but it didn't really get off the ground. But we do have like a template Google Doc where it's like by month, there are themes that we've identified. And then it was like the goal was to have one post a week around that theme. So for example, I don't know. I think I went down like a whole rabbit hole around the holidays, around like how to get rid of string lights, like because they can't go in the trash and you can't recycle them, and like just relevant, timely posts for the right time of year. And so that was like one example for like December or January or whatever, or December, I guess. And so I would love to like revitalize that, but I am not a social media person, so I would need somebody else to like spearhead that.
Mhm.
Well, and
Right.
can I ask,
Go ahead.
is this, if it's the official town thing, then did it go through Stephanie? I don't remember.
Yeah, it did. So the intention at the time was that we would have, I think it was like Trash Talk Thursdays or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Trash Talk Tuesdays. I don't remember. There was some alliteration, and it was like the intention was like once a week we would have like a trash, recycling, compost themed, conservation themed post that we would draft and send to Stephanie, and she would either, pretty it up and or post it for us. And then we just didn't get very far.
Um, Sort of as to frame the question for this discussion. Basically, like it seems like it is a problem that needs to get solved as far as getting um, outreach and community engagement. And so what you guys are talking about is one piece, and like my questions for both of the ideas that have been talked about so far with social media is whether there needs to be something that's also interactive or if it's just a one-way information push. And then the other one is Jack Bergerson, Jen's neighbor. Um, he is not on the committee, but he's a friend of the sustainability committee. And he emailed me separately about possibly helping us get some kind of an email list serve, because we do also get people who are interested in helping with very specific things but don't want to be on this committee. And then I feel like over the years we haven't really harnessed an email list that we can just send stuff out, because that's targeted toward this. That's another piece. So I guess for me, my problem is like, how do you get the people who care about these things to have access to it in a place where they can engage without other people piling on with negative stuff? um, is one piece. And then how do you educate people who maybe just don't know any different, like aren't engaged, but could be if they learned a few tricks? So those are the problems.
Is the green Topsfield, like, do you get a lot of people piling on with negativity? Because it seems like that would be a self-selected group.
Yeah, like Cherise said, I think it kind of lied dormant for too long. So I'm wondering, yeah, people don't see it. It is
Yeah.
very self-selected to the point where it's too small. But I
Well,
have to
and
say, I don't think
the
people see the
algorithm.
Topsfield. Yeah, and I don't think people aren't engaging with the town posts either.
I don't think people see things anywhere. I mean, except for the 100 people that are on Facebook or that look at Facebook. The town website, I don't think people go to it unless they're actually needing information about something. I don't think they go there just for to review general posts once a week. I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Stephanie would have an opinion about what she finds most effective of the various social media forums. I don't know.
Because my other concern, email is a good group. It's very interactive, as long as folks are looking for it. And it seems a lot easier to ignore an email,
Mhm.
but it's
Right.
more inclusive. It is definitely more inclusive. Like how
Right,
many
for the
times did we hear?
non-social
Not
media.
everybody's on Facebook, so maybe that is the best course of action.
I mean, it could be elected and opt in, like a newsletter, and that's actually kind of unrelated, but a big piece of feedback from the whole town experience for Stephanie in the town is that I've signed up several times through the town website for the news and announcements to come to my email. You know how you can, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a huge
Right.
flaw. Like if I could sign up for news and announcements to come to my email from the town and it worked, that's the most inclusive way. Like it's extremely inclusive. Only people who, like my parents who don't use email, would not get that. So
It's like the
anyway, so
select board has that on their town goals for the next year.
yes, right. So like that's going to come, but we could create our own. Like we could have our own,
Hmm.
all of the above. I mean, I also wonder about having our own, like we have the Sustainability Advisory Committee has a page on the website that's about our committee. But this is where, like, looking at other communities I have open right now, like the city of Medford has Medford's Go Green initiative, and maybe I'll share my screen. These, to Sharice's point, like there's social media, but then if you want it to be super inclusive, you create a place that the social media then connects to, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I just feel like if you're already creating for one platform, it's just so easy to then duplicate it for other platforms. Like if we're doing Facebook, we should have Instagram. If we're doing those things, then why not send it out an email? You know, the email could be like a monthly email newsletter, and it could simply be just a conglomeration of all of the posts that we put out that month. So we're not reinventing the wheel, but people see it maybe a second time, or maybe
Mhm.
they're seeing it for a first time. But that's okay because this is the kind of messaging that people need to see as often as possible for it to stick, right? You need to
Yeah.
see the same message 7 times before it gets stuck in your head. So
Yeah.
I feel like why not? Why not just go that direction? And I did scan through some other towns' sustainability platforms or plans that they had posted, and it did seem like people or towns had links to some kind of site where their items were housed. So I think that would be great for us to have that, and it can be posted there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I know, Jackie, you've been talking a lot with other sustainability coordinators too in other towns, right?
Yeah, I like the idea of putting like different work we have to do to put it into different formats. I think also like potentially we could put flyers out at town hall that have the same information.
Oh yeah, then you
Like
access the.
so that they basically look like the social media post. If the social media post has like an infographic or something, like that can also be a flyer, and people really do seem to take the flyers that we put out.
That's so cool. Yeah, share a little bit about that with the rain barrels too, and the composters.
Yeah, so with the rain barrels and the compost bins. This was the interns project where they created the example rain barrel and backyard compost bin. And they made flyers explaining how to make them out of your old trash barrel. We've gone through like 40 of those flyers that people have picked up.
That. See, that's really nice for me to hear because I'm not someone who's coming through town hall and picking up flyers. So I'm on the social media side. So it's nice to just have that perspective of like all the different. So I love that idea, Sharice, you're saying like, so what's on the flyers is on the on a website somewhere, is on Facebook, is on Instagram. Just the same thing, just put in different places.
Right. As long as it's being created, might as well share it to as many places as possible.
Yeah. And Jen has talked about like the Google Drive doc that had started. I feel like there's also the behind the scenes, like how I've worked with Stephanie enough times to kind of see her way too. Like behind the scenes, there's like a very boring looking document that just lists out the content that's going to get beautified into an infographic and then posted. So that needs to exist too. So this feels to me like I feel like a lot of times we just dive into a project, but this is like the structure that we need. Like my opinion is it could be like a focus for now, just to even set it up. What is our structure for outreach and communication? Because it involves a few things that take some time. Like if we do need a link to another website, what does that look like, and who creates that, and who is it a free one that has lots of ads, or is it something we buy? And I mean, there's a lot of questions for me around how to set it up. I know Sharice has a lot of experience in this. I know Jack volunteered to help too. He had some experience. Also, Tina Strunk had offered to just help with the email
And the town's getting a new website platform
I heard
in the
about
coming
that.
months too.
I only
So is
heard
there
that
any-
because when I said that I don't get those, news notes, they were like, well, you might with the new website. So I'm like,
We just need to send it out. Yeah.
So where were you going with that, Raphael?
Was Medford's, the website that you brought up on Medford, is that from their city? Or is that their own?
.org.
I'll share my screen again so I can look at it with you. I don't know. I'm about to
Like
check.
Med Committee, are they posting on the town website as a piece?
It looks like no. So it looks in a Medford
of
Energy.
MedfordEnergy.org.
Go green.
So that would be a separate website then.
Yeah.
Because my
It's a
concern,
different
like you were
thing.
saying, okay, even if it would be Herculean to set it up, but then also who maintains it?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I lost it. Where'd it go? Clearly, I was doing a bunch of research before. Yeah, so it is definitely. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I think I lost it, and now you're just watching
It
me
said
go through all my open tabs.
MedfordEnergy.org is what it said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had it open. I have Green Beverly open. I might have accidentally closed it. Oh yeah, MedfordEnergy.org. Go green.
I
But
don't
the
know. Maybe
title
this.
says a program of the city of Medford, MA.
Okay.
I just wonder what the benefit of having it on a separate platform is.
Managing, access to managing it. That's literally only because I've done this before with Masco School Committee. We did it through the school's website, and a couple of us had access to it. It was a really hard to work with platform. And then I saw the superintendent went and did his own like off-brand, like not through the school website, and it was so much easier to link to and navigate, and looked nicer. You could link directly to posts. So I mean, some of it depends on what the town website can do and what access they're willing to give. Because right now none of us have access to updating the website for the town, which makes sense.
Not really. I
But
mean,
if
one of the
you're-
things we talk about is who's in charge of what. Like, this is how we found out, Charisse is still listed as the chair of the elementary school committee on the town website. There's all sorts of confusion, and we're trying to push it more towards, whoever's in charge of that part, that web page should be in charge of that web page and not have it just all be Stephanie.
Yeah, because Stephanie can only do so much.
Exactly.
Even if you're just even if I'm giving her content that is ready, like all she has to do is click it and put it up. Sometimes it doesn't go. It doesn't go fast.
Yeah. So we're
Just so you know, can see the
trying to push
Medford.
that responsibility down to the chairs, the chairs and the different committees, fully
Oh, that's helpful
recognizing
to
that
know.
not all of them will be able to or willing to. So we'll have to rely on Stephanie for some things.
That's helpful to know because it does make a difference if the chair. I mean, you have to have a little bit of a skill set to just do it. But like, there were a few times I wanted to put something up on. I've wanted to put stuff up on the sustainability advisory page and go through Stephanie, and it's like, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I could just, if I had access, I'd just pop it up and be done,
Right.
But
So those are the active discussions we're having right now. That's one of the things that we're trying to do. Granted, we haven't approved all of our goals yet, but that was part of the discussion for us under communications.
I know
I think that would be
has
awesome.
access to the website, but I don't think they give all of us access to the website, like on
Mhm.
purpose.
yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Right. And it varies if you look at different chairs and committees. Like Zilly, you're saying just someone show me how to do it and we can take care of it. There are others who are like,
Yeah.
no way.
I do think though,
Well, can't hear you, Charisse. Still cannot hear.
yeah, but I wonder if it's only being put out there as, okay, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it came back when you.
hear me?
It's choppy.
Uh-oh.
Try again because it sounded like good information.
Oh, well.
No, now I can hear you.
Chairs of some committees that, okay, I
Yeah.
think there's some chairs of some committees that would not want that responsibility, but
Right.
if it became a townwide thing, I think that you could have, just like there is a secretary and a vice chair, for every committee. Maybe there's a social media person and it's just every committee or board. And because there just has to be one person who's comfortable doing that on each board, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Oh my God, that's super smart. Why have I never heard that idea before? So I love
But
it.
maybe since we don't know the deal with the website
Yeah.
now, maybe we just start with social media.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think with the website, I imagine the town
But
probably
yeah,
won't want.
maybe we
Oh, sorry, Joe.
just start with social media until we hear what the town is doing as far as the website. And if we can jump on that
Yeah.
once that hopefully gets approved.
Yeah. Charisse, it's wicked choppy again, but I think we got the general gist. And I think Jackie was about to piggyback on it.
Yeah, so I think with the website, I imagine the town probably doesn't want too many people to have access to the website just because of like the potential for things to go wrong. Like if somebody messes up the town website by accident, and I don't know if they're able to grant permission just for specific pages for specific
Yeah.
people or not.
Yeah.
So
That would be the
might
key.
that
That's what
might be
Masco did. Yeah.
an issue, but I think for social media, I'm wondering if we have our own page where we can like have someone appointed from our committee to be in charge of the social media and updating it, and then it could just be Stephanie could just be assigned to repost everything we post to the town page, if that's
Oh, that's a good
easier
idea.
for her than doing all of the work,
Yeah.
like reposting it from scratch. If she like, it might be easier for her to just repost to the town page so that that audience sees our posts.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd have to ask her what she thinks of that, but that's just an idea.
Yeah, I like that a lot. All right. So, just with the time, I want to wind down this was helpful brainstorm. Is there anything else?
It would be nice to know what the town has in mind for the changes to the website. I mean, if in fact committees or departments are allowed to have their own area of the website, what capabilities do each of those areas have? Do we have the capability to set up an email list
Yeah.
or newsletter sign up or whatever in that portion versus something else? I mean, it all kind of relates to what capabilities are they going to have in these different parts of the website.
Yeah, I think
What-
even if we can't embed a newsletter sign up, we can put a link to it and then set it up on like a separate website.
Yeah, the whole newsletter and I want to receive news on has been woefully underutilized.
Yeah.
Right. So that's something we can definitely take advantage of. And Phil, the idea, at least that I've heard, Jackie might know better, she's in town hall every day, is it's supposed, the goal is to make it look similar to what's there already and only enhance things. But I haven't had deep, long conversations with Kevin. Between Jackie and I, we can corner him 2 or 3 times and try and find out that answer.
Can you also find out if in the meantime, because these things do take time anyway, and it might still be better to just have a link to something else that is off of the town website. Are there any policies around that? Do we know if there's any issue with doing that? Because or does it need to be a totally separate entity?
I know, like
Not us.
for the interns' YouTube videos, Stephanie was able to put the YouTube video link on the town website, and then when you click on it, it goes to YouTube. So
Okay.
I don't see why we can't do that with anything else, as long as it's like something the town would approve of.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I guess what I'm asking though is what if we created our own webpage? Like WordPress website, so that we can make our newsletter there, and then all the town just links to that, and it kicks you off to.
Yeah, it seems like
Is
that's
that
what
allowed?
Medford had. Like they had some
Okay,
sort
that
of
is
website. So I don't see why not.
okay. Let's just make
I
sure. Let's
really
maybe
like that idea.
between now and next meeting, maybe we can find out about that. And if it's all right with you guys, I might also just fiddle around and talk to a few people who've said that they have some experience in this, like Charisse, Tina, and Jack, around what might make sense to figure out what platform makes sense and how to set it up. So then next time we can make some decisions around what to build.
Yeah, that sounds great. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I definitely recommend Squarespace.
Yeah.
It's super easy to use.
All right, that's good to know.
So yeah, just a quick recommendation.
Thanks. All right, so we'll fiddle around with that. What else did anyone come in with on their mind before we wrap up? Or if there was anything else? Okay.
Just to be aware, like we are going over our town goals. It is a lengthy process. I think we spent 2 hours and got through 2 of our 6 goals. One of them that I'm gonna recommend, I can't guarantee it'll get any traction, is maybe looking at partnering with companies like Noresco, which say, will come in and do an audit of the town and offer you ways with no capital down to decrease your energy consumption.
Mhm.
Pay for it out of savings. We had a pilot program at the police station where they did a lot of that electrical work. I forget what company, but I know that there are companies that go town-wide and do that. So I'm going to try and push that. No guarantees it'll get through as an actual goal. I bring it up because if it isn't a select board goal, they may push that down to this group.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up because in the interest of time, like we can maybe put on the agenda for next time. One of the things that like Jackie and I had noticed when we were building this agenda in the strategic plan is that the energy and oh my God, my brain. Just like carbon footprint stuff.
Yep.
um, those seem to be kind of next, could be what's next up as like a priority. I think the focus on like building this platform for communication was just so that when we do get to that,
Yep.
we have a place to share it. So for the next agenda, if we focus first on the communication updates on our platform ideas, maybe then we can talk more. You can share more about that and let us know like what the timeline would be for the select board, how we can help you with that initiative. Yeah, and there's a few other things that I didn't bring up today that I can related to that I can bring for next time.
Great.
So are you guys good with meeting on Tuesday, August 26th at noon? Yes? Okay. I have a thumbs up from Raphael. I have nobody saying no.
Yes, it's good with me.
All right, so I'm going to plan on that. I almost feel like once a month might not be enough this year if we want to really get into some stuff, but it is summer, so I'm going to keep the pace we've got for the moment. And I'll see you guys then. And if there's nothing else, I will adjourn us at 1 p.m.